Former President Trump says he's been notified that he's the target of an investigation surrounding the January 6th Capitol attack and efforts to overturn the 2020 election.
All of this comes as the judge presiding over the case involving the former president's classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago may set a trial date today in Florida. NBC's Alice Barr explains the growing list of indictments the former president is facing.
Former President Trump's legal troubles back in the spotlight today after he revealed he'd been notified he is the target of a grand jury investigation into January 6th and efforts to reverse the results of the 2020 election. The former president calling it a witch hunt. Two sources confirming to NBC News the target letter came from special counsel Jack Smith.
He has made it abundantly clear that Donald Trump will be charged in connection with January 6th.
Legal analysts say charges could include inciting an insurrection and conspiracy to defraud the U.S. government, though that would require proving the former president knew he had lost the election and tried to overturn it anyway. Mr. Trump writing today, quote, "Under the United States Constitution, I have the right to protest an election that I am fully convinced was rigged and stolen." Republican lawmakers echoing former President Trump's claims of a political prosecution.
President Trump went up in the polls and was actually surpassing President Biden for re-election. So what do they do now? Weaponize government to go after their number one opponent.
While on the campaign trail, criticism of the GOP frontrunner is growing.
We can't keep dealing with this drama. We can't keep dealing with the negativity.
It was shown how he was in the White House and didn't do anything while things were going on. He should have come out more forcefully.
Though Governor DeSantis stopped short of saying the former president's actions were criminal. Adding to the legal challenges today in Florida, a federal judge holding the first pretrial hearing in the case involving former President Trump's handling of classified documents. A separate indictment could be coming in the next few weeks out of Georgia surrounding efforts to overturn the 2020 election in that state. Just yesterday, the Georgia Supreme Court rejected the Trump team's last-ditch bid to head that off. In Washington, Alice Barr, 10 News, working for you.